Hello, I am Michelle Harlee, and I represent the 4th Councilmatic District. I am going into my 3rd term. This is actually the 9th year. Each session is 4 years, so I'm going into my 9th year in my 3rd term. I am a Wilmington native, born and raised here in the city of Wilmington. Grew up on the west side and ended up on what they call East Lawn, over off of 35th and Governor Prince by the Pepsi-Cola company. That's a landmark that everybody knows that particular area. So I went to Wilmington High School, undergrad at Springfield College. I went to Christian University for my master's in theology. And so those are the schools that I attended. And then I have been working at DuPont. I had a career at DuPont. That's where I started, and that's where I retired from. I actually had 3 careers working at DuPont. I started in marketing, I moved to finance, and then my last department or organization that I worked in was a quality ISO 9001 auditor. So when I say that I bring all of my experience and training and and opportunities to the seat, that's what I'm talking about. Many don't know, but I'm also an ordained minister, well, elder, not just minister. I'm an ordained elder. What does that mean? I can marry people, I can perform funerals, and I can conduct baptisms. When I look back over the years, I've always, since the age about 22 years old, I've always been involved either helping out, volunteering with Girl Scouts. I've always been a volunteer in some capacity. So I believe around 2010 is when I really got involved, primarily on the east side, my own property over there. And that's where I got started with my civic engagement, being the president of the Compton Park Square Townhomes, and from there I became the 4th District Neighborhood Planning Council president. From there I worked with the community for the East Side Strategic Plan, and then I ended up on the Stepping Stones Credit Union Board. So that's how I really got started on the East Side, and how I got started more so with community engagement. And then from there, it pretty much took off, getting involved with the Wilmington committee as it relates to my political party. I think that was also a huge step in getting involved in public service as well. And so I use all of my experience, my training, and my passion. My passion is really helping to educate, empower, and encourage and inspire individuals. That's definitely my passion. And when I look back over the things that I have done, whether it's at DuPont, whether it's in the community before getting elected, as well as in my church. I've been a member of the same church for 40 plus years. When I say I bring all of my experience, my opportunities I've had, and training to the seat, that's what I mean by that. So when I was asked to be a part of the strategic plan for the East Side community, I began to sit in on different committees to learn about what was actually in that community. So for an example, they talked to the youth, seniors. What we learned through that whole process was that seniors, youth, housing, the area was a food desert, and individuals really were in need of educational empowerment. So I believe just, having a good understanding of the need to help to empower and to be a voice for those that don't have a voice, I do believe that's that's where it started. And then the opportunity presented itself when the current council person decided to move on to become president. Honestly, I started to ask individuals within the district, who did they think our next leader should be? And about 3 or 4 people suggested that I run, and that wasn't on my mind. I was happy just serving on community committees, being on the credit union board. So I really was happy, serving in the community because I was very active at DuPont. I was very active in my church. So I was happy. So when 3 or 4 people suggested to me that I should consider running, in addition to the previous or the current council person, I had a talk with one of my colleagues at DuPont. We used to get together and we would catch up on what was going on in his life and my life. And I shared with him that a number of people had asked me to consider. And when I shared it with him, this is God's honest truth. When I shared it with him, he was like, he called me Mimi, and he said, Mimi, that is you. That is absolutely something that you should do. And he said, and I believe in you to the point that I'm going to write your first $600 check. That's what made me say, okay, you know what, I'm going to think about this. So that's really what got the ball rolling, me feeling the needs, hearing the needs of the people in the community. And I really felt like with my experience and with my training that I really could be a voice for the people that didn't have a voice, and that I could make a difference. And so for me, it really is a labor of love. I want my legacy to be with City Council is that I did the best that I could do, and I helped as many as I could, and that I hope that it's reflected in the way that I voted on legislation. The 4th District is one of the most diverse districts out of all 8 districts in the city of Wilmington. And when I say it's the most diverse, I mean that in every sense of the way. First of all, I have $1 million properties in the 4th District, and I also have public housing in the 4th District. I have all your 4 government headquarters here in the 4th District, starting with the city of Wilmington, Newcastle County, the state of Delaware, and the federal. All 4 of those corporate offices are here in the 4th District. I have big businesses and small businesses. I have Capital One, I have Christiana Care, and then I have the mall and pawn shops like Milk and Honey, and some of your other, the art galleries, and some of your other smaller businesses here in the 4th District. I do believe now, I have the most restaurants in the 4th District. I have the most nonprofits in the 4th District, and I have the most churches in the 4th District. So I could go on, but the 4th District is the most diverse in so many ways. And I absolutely love it because I believe that through my experience and my training that I just shared with you, that it positions me to be able to go into all 6 communities, which are Southbridge, the riverfront, both sides, Christina Landon, Justice and Landon, downtown, a portion of the east side, south of Taylor Street, Midtown Brandywine, behind Mickey Moto's, Washington Street Ale House, which is, some very popular restaurants, and then it swings around to Trinity vicinity. So when you think about those communities, those 6 communities, they're very diverse. And again, like I said, through my experience, training, and opportunities, and even the way that I grew up, it has prepared me for this district. I believe Wilmington, and I will tell you that I've had the opportunity working at DuPont to relocate. I've had several opportunities because I spent my entire professional career there. I started as a co-op, and I really never took advantage of that because, number one, I think Wilmington is a family-oriented city. I think there's a lot of opportunity here if you are intentional about finding out where those opportunities are. And my family, my family for the most part, most of my family's here. We have this little slogan here in the 4th District, and I think it speaks for a lot of Wilmington. Wilmington really is the place where you can live, laugh, work, play, enjoy good food, and laugh.